Be careful what you wish for. I think that is the message that I'm gonna be sending to you guys today, because almost a week ago I said that I wasn't gonna be doing any videos on Neymar because, well, the thing was going very slowly. And I said that, and then 40 hours later, we have more movement than we've ever seen in this window. So yeah, guys, be careful what you wish for. So today I woke up and I just thought, okay, it's time to drain all this news, break everything down, and I think that I have reached some very interesting conclusions, and more importantly found the key which basically guarantees that Barcelona will be signing Neymar. Of course, I do not know the ins and outs of this actual transfer because I'm just making this video from my humble home, but I think I've reached, like I said, some very interesting things that I would like to share with you guys, and I think you would also be very surprised. So if you want to know what it is, stick to this video. And if you wanted the Neymar transfer, I guess you can celebrate now, and if you were not prepared for it, just brace yourself. And before we start off this video, be sure to check out our friends at BugaLuis Jersey. Links are going to be in the description down below. They offer many benefits like having Barcelona's newest jersey, pretty cool. Needless to say, they're not authentic kits, but their aim is to make supporting your favorite club more accessible than ever. Starting off, we gotta come back to 3 days ago to Leonardo, the sporting director of PSG, and he was the guy to really make every gear start turning in this past week in the transfer window. He said that basically PSG are negotiating for the exit of the Brazilian superstar, and that was a shock to everyone else, but I think that for me it was just like normal, you know, because I anticipated that. That's the sort of movement that PSG would like to make, because they are starting to realize that perhaps the best option for their club's healthiness, I don't know what's the word really, to their club's stature would be to have Neymar out of the doors, and that was perfectly fine. We also then had Florentino Perez circulating around, you know, like shallow waters, like a shark, looking if anything just hinted at an impossible departure of Neymar, and then he would strike. So this was it. This was it for him, and he already started to prepare the bid. But then we got the rumors that players from both Barca and Real Madrid were fighting to try and convince the player to join. And this is where I think Barcelona started getting back into the race after just being a momentarily, like 2-3 weeks just standing by the sidelines and waiting what was going on. And well, Messi apparently called Neymar to convince him to go back to Barcelona. Piqué make some declarations after the game against Napoli. We also had people like Carles Alaña saying that it will be a huge betrayal for Neymar to go to Real Madrid. And all of this combined just pushed everything towards a huge battle to sign the Brazilian superstar. So needless to say, the interest was there, and then the two clubs started to build their weaponry. They started to build their army in the case of a bid, what they were going to offer PSG for the signing of Neymar. Of course, we know that PSG wanted to get 250 million for the Brazilian, but of course there were other ways that both clubs can circumambulate around that fee. In the case of Barcelona more specifically, they are willing to right now offer 100 million euros plus Coutinho, or even Coutinho and 80. I think that's going to be a low ball. Then you could add even 120 plus Coutinho plus Rakitic. So that is sort of the playing ground that Barcelona are currently in, and which in honesty for me is more important. While this was going down, Neymar's lawyers arrived at Barcelona, and some people were asking already themselves, okay, this is to negotiate a contract deal or whatever, but in much more, I think, meticulated perspective, I think that the reason why those lawyers were there was to discuss the lawsuit that Neymar currently has with the club for some bonuses that we didn't pay him when he departed our entity. We know from a while back that one of the things that Barcelona wanted from Neymar if he was to resign is to first apologize publicly to the club, lower his wages, and then remove that lawsuit that was against Barcelona. So one of those seems to already be falling, and that would make it so Neymar soon, maybe after, will apologize to the club, while the contract wages on them reducing them might also follow after that. So it's starting to seem that this could be something in the making, and this was 72 hours ago. But then, okay, this morning, Eric ABIDAL and another Barcelona directive has flown to Paris Saint-Germain, well, to Paris more specifically, and they have been pictured already in the airport, so talks are ongoing. While that is also happening, the agent of Philippe Coutinho is also traveling there to PSG. But here's the key. Here's why I think this is guaranteed. Here's what I think: Neymar will be going to Barcelona 100%, and while Barcelona are actually being very smart about this signing. We know that PSG are interested in Coutinho, that is no secret, and that is why the agent of Coutinho is traveling now to Paris to go there and meet them as well. But in the middle of that, we know that also Coutinho was being offered to Bayern Munich. And Bayern Munich are honestly being played, in my opinion, in this one by Barcelona. Barcelona are weighing up that offer and letting Bayern Munich, like, on their own, make interest for the player. So therefore, PSG will feel that they need to rush on this transfer. They are using Bayern Munich as a way to make the ongoing talks with the Paris club way quicker. As Barcelona doesn't have the money and they're not willing to repay, your entire 220 million euros that PSG wants, what they're doing is, okay, the money plus offering the player. But it's way harder to see swap deals happen nowadays because each club will have their own valuation on that player. So that takes a long time, and that is why we don't see, like before, you give me, I don't know, Harry Kane and I give you Antoine Griezmann. We don't see those sort of deals happening anymore because one club may say that for them it's a 150 million valued player and the other will say that it's 200 million euros valuated player. In the case of Barcelona here with Coutinho, which is being the main sellable asset that Barcelona currently have, Barcelona may weigh him at around 100 million euros, and PSG might say, okay, no, but after his recent bad season, it's only around 80. By having that interest from Bayern Munich, which they could take it on a loan and then a potential deal to buy later on, PSG will have to be forced to match that option to buy. PSG would be forced to be looking at the valuation that Barcelona wants, because Barcelona are setting the terms for Bayern Munich and therefore they're also setting the terms for PSG. And that is very smart, and that is why I think it's key. That is why I think Barcelona has been planning for a long time, and it has worked, I believe. And that is why I think Neymar will become a Barcelona player. So, like I said already, brace yourself, because this deal will probably happen literally 99% out of 100. To reinforce the points I've made throughout this entire video, there's one final thing that also makes this very convincing, and it's the position that PSG is taking, and more specifically their fans. When fans go against a player, it means that literally their career at that club is ruined. I cannot remember the last time where the fans hated a guy, a player, a footballer, and then he could just turn it around. I don't remember that scenario. It's been a very long time since it's probably happened. And PSG fans showed entirely their hate towards Neymar in the last game against Olympique de Nice. And there's no going back. PSG noticed that, even removed, the advertisements of Neymar from their superstore. And that tells you that something is going on. And what I've learned from football at this very young age is that when something is going on, it will probably materialize. So, yeah, that it is. I think Neymar will be coming back to Barcelona, and he must already be thinking on which jersey is he going to wear, really. That's what I think he has to be thinking on this stage. Deep inside, I knew something like this was going to happen, and I'm really not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. But I'm actually more surprised that Barcelona are taking the necessary measures. Like I said, if you want to sign Neymar, okay, it's fine, but at least make it so he fits, At least make it so it actually makes sense. Do not buy Neymar by just selling Coutinho, sell Rakitic, get rid of Rafinha, get rid of Coutinho, and convince Suarez of playing less games. If you do all of that, fine by me. It's not my money. It's a club I support, and I'll support it either way, but it's not my money, so I'm happy either way. So that's gonna be everything for today, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed. I have more videos prepared about Neymar. Can you believe it? Like I said, be careful what you wish for. And now I have to do like 3 more videos on the guy. But yeah, that's how life is. That's this industry. You have to backtrack on your words, and I have absolutely no problem in doing so. You know why? Because I have dignity on my own, right? And I respect myself. So yeah, perfect. Thumbs up. See you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.